Hi everyone, it's Robyn from Water Moon Tarot, and I'm coming to you guys today to do our card pick of the week. I need to make a little confession, is that last week I didn't post a reading of the week because it's not that I didn't pull the cards, because I did pull the cards. It's that I didn't really like what the cards had to say, and I didn't really want to convey that message, because I find that when I do a reading, like, I like it to be uplifting. I like it to be you know, positive stuff, but the reality is sometimes not everything is like super positive, and sometimes not everything is like, you know, puppies and flowers and rainbows. Sometimes things are what they are, and you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, because you know, everything's an opportunity for growth and change and things like that. So before I scare you guys completely, anyway, so I didn't do the reading, which is not responsible, Robyn, because I need to convey those messages, right? So so I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna pull some cards this morning. I'm doing a reading this week. There's absolutely no way I'm not doing a reading. So I pulled the cards this week, and a lot of the same cards. I would say out of the 7 cards that I picked, about 4 of them are the same as last week. So this is like a message that has to be conveyed for whatever reason, and it's gonna happen now. So this reading is for, today is the February 9th, and it's good until February 16th. And we'll start with the first 2 cards that I pulled, which is the Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hanged Man talks about being kind of in limbo. So when we see the Hanged Man, obviously, if you look at it like this, there's like a bird that's like dangling the man, and his hands are also tied behind him. So it's kind of like a limbo state, not being able to make a choice moving forward. It's kind of like a time of stagnation, almost like we don't know what to do. We're kind of just like hanging there, but there's definitely something you know, beneath that. It's not just like, oh, I don't know what to do next. There's decisions that are on the mind that have to be made, but we're just kind of like hanging there in the meantime without going forwards or backwards. And accompanied with this, I got the 8 of Cups. So if you can see from the card, there's a man and there's a bird, and he's kind of releasing it. And Cups is emotions. And 8 of Cups is a lot of emotions, because, you know, it's 8. And there's a releasing of something that needs to be done, because there's a lot of emotions associated with this decision that's not being made and that we're kind of like wrestling with. But this is definitely a love reading, and the one that I picked last week was definitely a love reading, and the cards that I show you next will be coming. But it's really, really interesting, because even from last week, it was the same type of theme where something needs to be let go, and all of these cups are dealing with like emotions. But if you can see closely by the card, the cups are filled with coins. The cups are filled with coins, and there's some coins like on the ground as well. So my feeling is that this decision that needs to be made, that hasn't been made, that's kind of in lingo, in limbo is associated with emotions and also money. So I feel like our emotions and decisions that are being made or not made have a lot to do the underlying reasons with money and with financial stability, and that's a situation needs to be first decided and then let go of. Because emotions and money, and if we're talking about relationships, those two things often intertwine, but in reality, I shouldn't say they shouldn't, but relationships and love is one thing, and financial, and money is another thing. So those two things don't really have anything to do with each other. I know, things in this world are, we're programmed to think that way, but it's not the case. So there's something that's holding us back, within our relationship that's money related. So my next two cards that I got was also an emotional card. It's the Queen of Cups. So she is very emotional. But she's steady in her emotions. She's quite stable. But along with it came the Lovers in reverse. So my feeling is that there's a relationship that has to do with money. A decision needs to be made. There's somebody there that brings a lot of strength to the relationship, a lot of emotional strength to the relationship. But the Lovers in reverse is saying that you're almost stronger than this relationship, and you're stronger than you think that you are, because you really, really are. And this relationship is almost like it is affecting you in an emotional way, because it's not, that the relationship is good, but your emotions aren't good, that you're not stable or whatever. You're extremely stable, but this relationship is destabilizing. So this is going to have an effect. And, something there needs to be let go. And there's a non-decision, and there's definitely money related issues associated. And my next two cards I received were the Eight of Swords. So as you can see from the card, there's a person here, and she's hunched over, and she's also tied up, and there's this huge monstrous thing hanging over. And this is always fear. This card, every time I get it, there's something, there's an extreme fear hanging over, because this is you. There's an extreme fear. And with it, I got the Eight of Pentacles, which is a money associated card in reverse. And so you're on the ground here, and then there's a ladder, and then up here is kind of the unknown, and it's money, so it's pentacles. So you're looking up, and you're uncertain. There's uncertainty. So there's fear and uncertainty, where the emotional, where the financial situation is concerned. And I feel like we're basing our non-decision and our need for letting go, and the relationship is in reverse. However, I did get the Sun at the end of the reading, and the Sun is a super positive card. So this came right after these two cards. So there's a positive outcome. There's a positive outcome when we can overcome the fear and kind of face the fear and face the reality of the situation, and maybe say, I'm not necessarily happy, and this is kind of like affecting me, and this is kind of like affecting other areas of my life as well. And it's always like, but the money and the stability and things like that, but this fear is like holding you back. And on the other side of that is like this super positive Sun card, which is like saying there's light, there's sun, there's good stuff at the end of the tunnel. So my advice would be to start thinking of what it is exactly that we're afraid of, and start to really see our strength on our own. We are individual people. Of course, everybody needs people. Everybody needs somebody, but not necessarily for the reasons that we're choosing right now. So that's my message for this week. I know it's a bit heavy. If it resonated with you, if you need more information, if you need any more clarity, don't hesitate to contact me. We can do a full reading. We can do a personalized tarot reading. I could do astrological compatibility if you need any more clarification. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram. It's water_moon_tarot, and also on my YouTube page it's Water Moon Tarot, and that's it. So comment, like, follow, share, all of the good stuff, and I'll see you again soon with my next video. Okay, love you guys. Bye.